Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're taking a look at Maid of Sker. Now this is a game from 2020. It's currently for free on Epic, so we just have to get it. Now, most memorable part probably is the Sker ritual, which I think is a bit more of an FPS shooter type game where you defeat waves of enemies while doing different things. Also supports co-op. Now the Maid of Sker itself is a horror survival game. And let's talk about the requirements. The minimum GPU they want you to have is a GTX 760 with at least 2 gigabytes of video memory, and recommended GPU is a GTX 970. So we're looking at around 4 gigabytes of video memory, bar the fact that technically 970 is a 3.5 gigabyte card because of the Nvidia's fast access memory, which takes away the 500 megs, and that was a whole shebang about that. Anyway, let's have a look at the settings themselves, and obviously, as you might imagine, we're going full screen, 4K resolution, no vertical sync. I'm a little bit conscious about the target frame rate. Usually when you have a target frame rate, that means that some downsampling might be taking place to achieve this particular frame rate, but so far it's cranked all the way to 300. Field of view is cranked to 100 as well. You start at 60, and so far everything else for the qualities, texture quality is on full, anisotropic filtering is set to times 16, default setting is times 8. For post-processing, everything is cranked up, including motion blur. I have not seen any motion blur in this game so far, so we'll see if that's true. Chromic aberration, lens distortion, and anti-aliasing, including ambient occlusion and film grain, is on. So in my mind, this means the game is maxed out, bar the target frame rate. We'll see how it is. MSI, right hand side. Let's start a new game. We're gonna go with a safe difficulty, and we'll see how it goes. Let's take it for a spin.
Dearest Thomas, these are not words I wish to write. My father has learned of our plans, my love. Yet there is more, far worse, that I wish you to understand, but I fear you may believe me taken with madness. My father seeks to use me, as I have come to believe he used my poor mother. He wishes me to sing for him as she did, to become the star attraction that will draw good folk to this accursed spit of land. My refusal to do so has led to my confinement here at Sker Hotel. I cannot explain further, but ask that you trust me. I beseech you to compose a melody for me, a counter to the song contained within this locket of my mother's. I realize this request will seem strange, that your first thought will be to come straight here, but without your composition, all hope of holding back the darkness gathering here will be lost. Your love, always, Elizabeth.
Right, so what do we have here? We need to look at the composition. The regular thing of rotating the objects. Let's have a look once we get out of this train cabin. The mouse sensitivity is below everything I would imagine. So far we're pulling 6 gigs of video memory allocated, 6.8 of RAM, way above 60 frames. Let's go for a little stroll here. The game itself looks kinda simple, really. So we see we're getting inventory. Okay, and we can run as well. Perfect. So let's get out in the real world. GPU VRAM usage slightly went up, and surprisingly enough we're actually at around 130-ish frames. I do believe that number is gonna drop down the further we're gonna go. There's an Irish Sea Scare Hotel. There's a church. And where would we be right here? No idea. Let's go and investigate a little bit. A little bit of volumetric fog, just to keep the draw distance in check. The easiest and cheapest trick to actually keep your GPU usage under wraps, since you don't render anything below your current draw distance, what you can see. But overall, pretty okay-ish. I guess we're gonna be taking this path here anyway. Grand reopening. Okay. Despite the quality settings, you can clearly see that the textures are not exactly high resolution textures here. You can see at these bars here, so beware of the dog. Right, so we're going the scenic route, which we were introduced before here. Right, okay. So apparently this is more of an atmospheric game rather than actual action and, you know, combat. I might be completely wrong, I never played this, but I've seen people saying that this game is actually not bad at all, that it's actually something you should be playing eventually. So we'll go for that. We got some things to interact here. A nice conservatory. Okay, performance-wise I don't see any issues. To be fair, this is one of those games also where performance is never mentioned in the review as being bad or something that needs to be tweaked. And then again, 4K Ultra, you know, usually in certain times it might actually give your PC a bad case of hiccups, but even the frame time is actually within 10 milliseconds, which means that the GPU is taking full advantage of the game's engine and we're actually having a good time here. Okay. No jumping available. Let's meet the dog. Little bit reminds me of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Kind of like a story-driven exploration game, but I guess that's not the case. So far no horrors in sight, but we'll see how it is. That should be the main road. There we go. Yeah, the GPU VRAM usage has crept up to 7.1 gigabytes, so which is kind of expected for 4K resolution, all things considered. Now, clearly, if you're playing in a full HD or 2K, I think you might actually be okay with about 4 gigabytes of video memory, and RAM usage is 6.9, so almost 7 gigs, which is absolutely fine as well, considering that, you know, usually people have at least 16 gigs of it. I think we're going around. Or not. Let's see if there's anything for us to loot here. Yeah, the mouse sensitivity should be adjusted a bit, in all honesty. This is very low. But the game actually feels pretty nice. Okay, let's get in here. Not sure this is the grand reopening, it looks kinda abandoned, but oh well. And here we are, and the first thing we see is blood. Now that's a usual start of the horror games. Nothing new. No objects to interact with. little bit of simplified reflections. Let's pick up the phone.
Thomas! My Thomas! You do not know how wonderful it is to hear your voice. I'm safe upstairs, but I cannot leave the attic. I've had to lock and bar the door, hide away from the others. I do not have the words or heart to voice it. It is far too terrible to recount. Please be careful, my love. This place is no longer safe. I prayed that you received it, hoped that you would come. I know my request must have seemed strange, and I fear it was all for naught, that everything has changed now. My father and uncle, the staff, they have been beguiled by the darkness that inhabits this place. They are no longer themselves, but stalk these halls, attacking anyone that makes a sound. Please, Thomas, listen carefully. Together we can put a stop to all of this. My father made recordings on brass cylinders of a song, a strange melody that affects the mind. If all of the cylinders are played together on the harmonium, this madness will end. You need to find them and bring them to me.
Okay, so the objective now is updated. I'm really getting real tired of this mouse sensitivity, so how about we just do something about that. I'll start at 47. Oh, much better. It does feel like there's a little bit of mouse smoothing going on, but overall it's still better than before. Okay, projection room, stuff like this. Ground 4. Look for the cylinders around the hotel. Investigate the hotel. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure if we're gonna be hunted by the residents as we go. Looks like we need a key here. Now, this is probably one of those exploration games where you need to just find the objects to help you progress, but so far the atmosphere is there. I'm not gonna say it's not. Little bit of jelly on the floor. Kinda getting some Bioshock vibes, really. Ah, here we go, the cylinder place. Okay. And there's a sequence to play them as well. Right. So that's what we're doing here. I guess we're going and exploring everything around. But yeah, performance-wise, absolutely playable. Like, looks like the doors are closing on themselves a little bit.
Hunting all hells! Is that filthy mongrel inside again?
still pines is all. She misses...
I'll give it a reason to pine. Come here, you mutt. Abraham? Abraham! Where is that useless brother of mine?
Father, please! Please, she just misses Mother.
Abraham! Abraham! I'll be rid of this dog once and for all.
Well, I guess we're open for business because he hurt a dog, and we do not let it slide in this channel.
Me out. Who's there? Who are you? Henry! Henry Hughes, you must get me out. Hurry! We must get this door open. Why do you think? They're clearly rogues. They're trying to kidnap me. Please, hurry. Do something. What? No! No, don't leave me! They might return any minute. Oh, do something! I can't break it down from my side. Good. Good. Try again. Harder, man! Throw yourself into it! Wait. No. They're coming. Oh, God, please, no! No, don't do this! Whatever you want, I
don't exactly want to be caught in the first minute, but... let's see if we can wait it out here. Ah, who gives? Let's have a look. Guess we do need a key for this, okay. Can't say this is looking too scary. The atmosphere is there. Dimly lit corridors and stuff like this, but... let's see if we can get up one floor.
What? Who's there? How long have you been there, Uncle?
Oh, don't stop, lass. Go on. I enjoy hearing you practice. You've nearly as fine a set of lungs as your mother.
How dare you? Get out! Get out of here now! You're just my father's oafish tool.
Tool, am I? What the fuck do you know about it? No, that will be you, lass. You'll soon see. And mark me when I say that the only instrument here is you.
I said, get out! Go! Go on, leave me be!
Of course. as her hoity-toity fucking ladyship commands.
God, that man! But what did he mean?
Yeah, interesting. Recording on a vinyl, that's something I'm not too familiar with, but yeah, there was a thing you can do that. Hello. I guess I was supposed to be scared. Kinda reminds me of Resident Evil, you know, the Mr. X. Just kinda doing his own thing, walking around. And that's another key for another symbol. Okay. Nervous tonic. Let's see if we can get caught by this thing. Or whatever that is. Devon, okay. East Sussex, Cheshire, London, driving alone, Bristol. So they're making notes of people. Okay. I kind of feel I'm going a little bit too quick for this game. Because this seems one of those exploration games where you need to really feel around the stuffs. And that's where this poor bloke was taken off from. Okay.
I'm here. There was someone else in the attic outside the door, but I think they've gone now. I don't. But you must look to yourself first, Thomas. If you should be caught too... They seem to be drawn to sound. You must remain quiet. Dear God, that's horrific. I dread to think of you being snatched like that too. Our one hope of helping him, helping all of them, is finding the cylinders. But why? What do you think is wrong with them? I knew noise attracted them, but what happened to their faces? Please, take the utmost care. And if I don't answer, it means I've had to hide, that they've come back.
Fair enough. Okay. It's about time we meet our first enemy, actually. And I would assume these things are for hiding. But yeah, it looks like there's a... Oh. I assume that's not a salami here. Being dried out to hang. Okay. So he ran away and we need to hold breath. The GPU usage has gone up to 7.4 gigs of video memory and 7 gigs of RAM, and I do believe that number might be creeping up a little bit, which is not surprising considering we're mapping more and more textures in all new locations. But to be fair, the game is absolutely playable. I mean, to be fair, we're way above 60 frames, and if that's the game maxed out, yeah, I think we're actually in a good place. Now, obviously, for people who play these games, you will know better how to survive and where to go and what to loot or what needs to be done first, but for a first-time player, I mean, it's not too bad. You know, it kind of lets you find your way around, specifically on the easiest difficulties anyhow. So yeah, I don't know. It looks an interesting game. Now, obviously, it's not the same as shooting things. The game mechanic of you needing to hold your breath is kind of interesting though. I think there's more ways of utilizing that skill. I think the main idea is that you don't see the monsters until they're literally upon you, but outside of that, you know, it's still a good fun. And we're in another area. So yeah, I guess this is kind of like the premise of the game. You just need to walk around and see what's happening where and how we fight against it, but overall, yeah, just your regular horror survival game. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Numbers look good, game is running fine. Maybe you should get it. Over and out.